Hello and welcome. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor and you're watching NDTV 24/7. Let's bring you the top story tonight, coming in from Parliament, where a bill to link the voter IDs with Aadhaar cards was passed in Lok Sabha today. This despite massive disruptions and placards and opposition in the well. It was tabled and even passed in a single day. Here's how it went.
The bill was introduced today.
मेरे विचार में निर्णय हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, हाँ वालों के पक्ष में हुआ, प्रस्ताव स्वीकृत हुआ और विधेयक पारित हुआ.
Another reform measure cleared in the Lok Sabha amidst the din. The Lok Sabha gave the go-ahead to an electoral reform bill to link Aadhaar cards with the voter identity card to ensure there is no duplication of names in the electoral rolls. Opposition members, including supporting parties like the BJD, opposed both the bill and also the manner in which it was cleared.
प्रस्ताव स्वीकृत हुआ और विधेयक पारित हुआ.
All you are getting is a document that reflects residence. It does not reflect any proof of citizenship. And therefore you are potentially giving the vote to non-citizens.
आप इस तरह का कानून बनाकर इलेक्शन कमीशन के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल बॉडी में मदाखलत कर रहे हैं, उनकी ऑटोनॉमी पर हमला कर रहे हैं.
If the Honorable Minister wants electoral reforms, he should take this bill back, bring a comprehensive bill of entire all electoral reforms, talk about the women's reservation bill, electronic bonds, महिला reservation का बिल भी इसके साथ लाए. हम साथ में समर्थन करेंगे.
The government argued that the standing committee had already recommended the need for a law to merge the voter's identity card with the Aadhaar card, and these are long pending reforms mooted by the Election Commission.
पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमेटी में बहुत व्यापक रूप से चर्चा हो चुके हैं और पार्लियामेंट्री स्टैंडिंग कमेटी ने यूनानिमसली रिकमेंडेशन किया है.
The opposition raised the following concerns to which the government responded. Privacy, government's response, it's not mandatory. Bogus voting, government's response, Aadhaar voter ID card will prevent bogus voting. Voter profiling, government's response, no provision to mine data. Bill brought all of a sudden, government's response, recommendation by standing committee, not all of a sudden. The government feels the opposition's criticism is not sincere.
विपक्ष की भूमिका बहुत स्पष्ट नजर आती है कि वो ना चर्चा करना चाहते हैं, ना डिबेट करना चाहते हैं, हाउस की प्रोसीडिंग्स में पार्टिसिपेट नहीं करना चाहते हैं.
The election amendment bill is slated for passing in the Rajya Sabha on Tuesday. While the government is confident of the numbers, the Congress has issued a whip to all its MPs to oppose the passage of this bill. The scenes in Parliament all too similar. Another reform bill, another controversy, another voice vote, and another round of confrontation between the Treasury and opposition benches. With Sunil Prabhu, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Meanwhile, also in Parliament today in the upper house, Jaya Bachchan had a heated argument today, and it was not just the electoral reforms bill, but she had got up to speak about the narcotics drugs bill, but got into a spat with the BJP, ended up giving them a curse.
आपके बुरे दिन बहुत जल्द आने वाले हैं. ऑनरेबल मेंबर, आपके बुरे दिन बहुत जल्दी आने वाले हैं. अगर आपके अंदर इतनी
You don't have to reply to him.
सर बात भी ना करने दें.
आप एड्रेस कीजिए शेयर को.
भी ना बैठे.
आप शेयर को
चलाई छोड़ दीजिए हम लोगों का. आप लोग चलाइए. क्या बोल रहे हैं आप? What are you saying? Tell me what are you saying? Have the courage to stand up and speak and make such nasty remarks.
I don't want to make any personal comments on anyone. Whatever happened was unfortunate. They should not have spoken the way they did, and which got me very upset.
Meanwhile, in an unrelated case altogether, Jaya Bachchan's daughter-in-law, Aishwarya Rai Bachchan, was questioned today by the Enforcement Directorate for over 5 hours on a forex violation allegation related to the Panama Papers. All this was happening also in the national capital. The Panama Papers, remember, is a case in a sprawling investigation spanning millions of documents stolen and leaked to the media in 2016. The case involves allegations that the world's rich and powerful set offshore accounts or shell companies to avoid taxes, Aishwarya Rai being one of them. Switching our focus to all the latest on the Omicron cases now. Amid the scare over Omicron, COVID cases have started to go up in major metros. Delhi is seeing highest daily cases in 6 months. That happened just yesterday. Mumbai up as well. So is Bengaluru.
भारत में आज वर्तमान समय में 161 केस पाया गया है और ये सीखने के बाद आने वाले दिनों में देश में कोविड क्राइसिस बढ़े और केस बढ़े तो उसके लिए भी प्रिपेयरनेस हमने पहले से करके रखी।
इस व्यक्ति में कोरोना है तो ये कौन से वाला कोरोना है? ये
All positive cases in Delhi to be sent for genome sequencing. This is what was decided at a meeting of the Delhi Disaster Management Authority today, a day after the national capital reported 107 cases, highest in over 6 months.
सारे जितने भी पॉजिटिव केस दिल्ली के अंदर निकलेंगे सबको हम जीनोम टेस्टिंग के लिए भेजेंगे। हम चाहते हैं कि अब बूस्टर डोज अलाउ की जाए। इस बारे में केंद्र सरकार परमिशन देता है।
Not just Delhi, number of COVID cases have been rising in other cities as well, with Mumbai reporting 336 cases on Sunday, the highest in 39 days. The bigger worry, rising Omicron among people with no travel or contact history. 11 cases in Karnataka reported in the past 20 days have no travel or contact history, hinting at a possibility of local transmission now. With rising Omicron cases and holiday season, states are announcing protocols.
वैसा एक SOP बना दिए 50% के और 100 का है तो 50% लोग उपस्थित होना चाहिए। अभी आने वाला नाताल है, क्रिसमस है, वो लोग तो बहुत ही समंजस लोग हैं, वो नियमों का पालन पक्का करेंगे।
जहां तक 25 दिसंबर की क्रिसमस की बात कर रहे हैं आप, नई साल की, अगर न्यू ईयर पर हिमाचल में बहुत सारा टूरिस्ट आता है, तो हमने एक ही चीज को लेकर के कहा है कि जो हमारा एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन है वो क्राउड को रेगुलेट करे।
अपने यहाँ का अभी तक रिपोर्ट नहीं आया है कोई पॉजिटिव। 10 लाख में जितना टेस्ट देश का एवरेज है उससे काफी ज्यादा हम लोगों का हो गया टेस्ट। अब हम लोगों का समझिए कि 5 लाख से ऊपर चला गया।
Travel experts say tourism will take a hit if Omicron cases rise further.
People traveling in India are not affected as of now. If something very big happens, then of course travel is the first industry to be hit.
Prevention is always better than cure. So while the concerns over a third wave of COVID-19 are rising every day, only robust measures by the government and strict compliance of COVID-appropriate behavior can minimize the damage. With camera person Ashok Mahale, I'm Akshay Dongre for NDTV.
But how lethal is Omicron? Does it cause severe disease? Will a third dose of vaccine give better immunity against Omicron? Well, these questions now have the world on edge. In EU, in UK, in US, Omicron threat is already looming over the holiday cheer and leading to more restrictions kick in. But what about India? A very different demographic, remember, than the West. A major study has come by the Imperial College now in London University that shows that they have no evidence to say that Omicron is less severe than Delta. Now, this at a time when already 2 or 3, in fact 4 studies have pointed towards Omicron being mild. But the Imperial College study that looked at the growth and population distribution and immune escape of Omicron in England says otherwise. Now, what exactly does it say about the natural immunity? Now, according to the study, the previous COVID-19 recovery provides little shield against infection with the Omicron variant and gives you probably just about 19% protection. How does it work? Let's see next against 2 doses of the vaccine. Again, in the study, they say they work, in fact, give you just about the same immunity as a natural infection. It does elude protection from previous infection as well, and despite 2 vaccinations, what you get is roughly 20% protection against Omicron. We then looked at whether or not a booster dose, a third dose, can help. Well, according to the report, adding a booster dose does help dramatically, blocking an estimated 55% to 80% of symptomatic cases, underlining how important really a booster shot is to fight in Omicron. But when it came to the all-crucial severity of the infection and comparing Omicron with Delta, in this comparison, the study says it is difficult to conclude. According to the study, there was no evidence of Omicron cases being less severe than Delta based on the proportion of people testing positive who had symptoms or had gone to the hospital. And just how severe Omicron cases will be remains still unclear, adding it to too soon, it says, on how hospitalizations are playing out in UK. Bottom line really here is there are different buckets in which studies are being done on vaccinated people, on unvaccinated people, in different demographics as well. What India needs to do needs to be quick and needs to be now. Jammu and Kashmir delimitation draft plan has come in, which suggests 6 new seats for Jammu region and just 1 for Kashmir. Now, what exactly is a delimitation commission? Well, it's an exercise that was based on a 2011 population sole criteria that was about redrawing the assembly seats. Now, this breakup of giving 6 to Jammu and just 1 to Kashmir has created a new row.
The Commission has also done a tremendous job, we must appreciate. They have followed certain laid down parameters on the basis of which they have come out with a document which is very objectively done. And all the associated members, regardless of their party or political affiliations, not only appreciated the work done by the Delimitation Commission, but also committed that they would, in future also, for the rest of the exercise, cooperate in all possible means.
We reject in total this draft proposal of the Delimitation Commission because it is not based on the mandate which was assigned to the Delimitation Commission. 2011 census has to be the base. We per se do not object which region gets what, but a basis has to be there. Basis has to be population. Yes, it is very clear the Commission has played games.
Shifting our focus to Punjab now, where the lynchings that took place due to this alleged sacrilege issue has got everybody's attention, and especially this coming so close to the elections there. Ghazali decodes.
In Punjab's Kapurthala, a mob jumps over the wall of a Gurudwara. Inside, police are trying to protect a man accused of sacrilege from the mob's fury. But in the presence of the police, the man is killed. His dead body driven away in a police gypsy. The police admitting to their failure.
बड़ी इन्हां नूं बेनती कीती है पिछले 2-3 घंटे तो कर रहे हैं ते ये कानून दा काम है कानून दे मुताबिक करिए बट मॉब दा जिहड़ी आ इमोशनल मेंटालिटी जिहड़ी बहुत सीगी.
This despite the police themselves saying there is no evidence of sacrilege. If that was not enough, a top police official who initially said that FIR has been registered for the Kapurthala murder later did a U-turn after his press conference was interrupted by a phone call.
And if for the sake of दूसरी एफआईआर ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦਰਜ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਐਸਐਚਓ ਦੇ ਬਿਆਨ ਤੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਐਸਐਚਓ ਮੌਕੇ ਤੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਸੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਕੀਤਾ ਇਕੱਠੇ ਹਜੂਮ ਇਕੱਠਾ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਹਮਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਡਿਊਟੀ 'ਚ ਵਿਘਨ ਪਾਇਆ ਔਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਹਥਿਆਰ ਵਰਤ ਕੇ ਕੁੱਟਮਾਰ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮਾਰਿਆ ਫॉर द ਸੇਕ ਆਫ ਕੋਈ ਜਵਾਬ ਹੈ ਜਵਾਬ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਰ 295 ਇਹ ਹੈ ਡੈਸੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਲਿਖੀ ਅਦਰ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਤੇ ਹਮਲਾ ਹੋਇਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਅੰਦਰ ਲੈ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਦੀ ਡੈਥ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ that is still under verification and law will take its course. If it appears to be case of a murder, then FIR will be registered.
Even in the case of the killing of the man at Golden Temple, who was caught on camera trying to enter into the sanctum sanctorum of the Golden Temple and trying to flee with the sword put up there, the emphasis of the probe seemed to be on the sacrilege issue and not the killing, because the FIR has been registered for the sacrilege issue but not the murder. Though the state government has now set up an SIT to probe the entire sequence of the event to ascertain whether there was any conspiracy behind the sacrilege cases.
Top political leaders who have been highly visible in the run-up to the Punjab elections are yet to condemn these killings. Instead, State Congress President Navjot Sidhu has demanded the public execution of those accused of sacrilege.
सामने लोकां दे लिया के फाहा ला देना चाहिए, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन दी सब तो बड़ी सजा देनी चाहिए.
The only condemnation of the killings has came from former Congress President Sunil Jakhar.
इस किस्म की घटनाओं की जितनी निंदा की जाए उतना कम है. बहुत ही घटिया सोच और बहुत ही खतरनाक सोच का प्रतीक है ये जो बेअदबी की घटनाएं करवाने की प्रयास किया गया है.
His reasons for the political silence and police inertia is not hard to guess. The issue of sacrilege has been an emotive issue in Punjab, triggering protests across the state since 2015 when a number of instances of alleged sacrilege of Sikh holy books was reported.
But there is a widespread belief that the state government has not done enough to punish those guilty in sacrilege cases, which may be stoking this vigilante justice. But that's not an excuse for the politicians or the police to come down hard on this latest cycle of killings in Punjab. With Ashwini Malhotra in Kapurthala, Mohammad Ghazali for NDTV.
On a day, Nagaland Legislative Assembly has passed the resolution demanding repeal of AFSPA in the entire Northeast, a demand which has been echoed earlier by the Meghalaya Chief Minister as well. The Assam Chief Minister had indicated that he is of the view that the Assam AFSPA would continue. His government will review whether to fully participate or perhaps partially also repeal the law if the situation remains peaceful.
Whether you withdraw AFSA or not, that cannot be a call of the government. It has to be depend on the overall situation, law and order situation of the state.
1 in every 2 students failed Telangana's intermediate first year exams equivalent to the 11th class, and 3 students died by suicide after that. Activists say that students cannot be allowed to pay the price of factors beyond their control, like the COVID pandemic that killed physical classes and online classes options that did not work for them. Uma Sudhir has more.
Protests by different student groups and unions in Hyderabad after more than 50% students failed in Telangana's intermediate first year exams. 3 students have died by suicide, heartbroken that they failed.
The average pass percentage in the last 3 years for intermediate first year has been about 60%, which means there's an 11% drop in the pass percentage. Sources tell us that in fact the pass percentage is only 37% and grace marks were added to all the students in order to bring that up to 49%.
Mohammad Attar failed in commerce, though he scored over 70% in all other subjects. He says commerce was a new subject. There were no physical classes and he could not learn online either.
प्रॉब्लम तो ऑनलाइन क्लासेस हुए थे बीच में. ऑनलाइन क्लासेस तो सही हो रहे नहीं थे. खाली 15 डेज पढ़ाने के वजह दिए. 15 डेज में क्या पढ़ना कुछ भी समझ नहीं आया. अब पूरे एग्जाम में तो हम पढ़ के गए, लिखे 70 अबव है पूरों में. अब कॉमर्स के अंदर 25 डाल दिए डायरेक्ट. हम 70 मार्क्स का लिखे थे.
पास होता बोल के मालूम था, ये 1 मार्क्स से फेल हो गया. तो बच्चे ऑनलाइन क्लास होने की वजह से मैम बच्चों के से पढ़ाया भी नहीं हो रहे.
Activists point out that online classes were a big challenge for most students. Students attended hardly 13 days of physical classes as against 220 days on the regular academic calendar. Students were told they were promoted to second year but were asked to write the first year exam 6 months later. This batch was promoted without exams in 10th class and there was no filtration of students.
90% of the students are away from this online classes due to infrastructure failure or lack of infrastructure in rural areas. So ultimately the result shows though students of urban area passed remarkably, the students of rural area could not do better. And the students of government sector failed miserably.
The intermediate board has now sent a proposal to the Chief Minister's office suggesting some methodology to help students move forward. 2019 had seen 25 intermediate students die by suicide in Telangana. In Hyderabad, with camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.